Welcome back to the Graham Stephan Show. So lately I've gotten really into these morning routine videos of millionaires where they wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, they sit in like a giant bath of just ice, and then they go and work out and they play the piano, and then they get on a private jet to a trip to New York for lunch that afternoon. It's all some crazy stuff. But today we found a hidden gem. It's the morning routine of none other than the multi-millionaire Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. So with that said, guys, we gotta watch it and we gotta see what he does every single morning as soon as you subscribe and hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. And also, a big thank you to SimpliSafe for sponsoring this video, but more on that later.
Mr. Wonderful here, and I want to talk about this week's episode of Ask Mr. Wonderful. It's inspired by an email question from Atlanta. I'm going to read it to you.
His desk is a mess. His morning routine is certainly not cleaning his desk because he's got a whole bunch of wires and just stuff everywhere. I like my desk to be like pretty clean. You know what, as I have some ties just sitting over here, I ordered some ties off Amazon and they came in way too big. Like, look at, the width of the tie is like the size of my face. So anyway, put them over here. But otherwise, I gotta have like a clean workspace. Otherwise, it's just like, I couldn't focus with this.
And I've recently subscribed to your YouTube channel with the whole Ask Mr. Wonderful thing. You recently posted an Insta pic with your white underwear air drying in your kitchen on hangers. How gross.
Look at the mess. Look at that. Why? He lives in such a nice place to have so much just clutter.
Here are the aforementioned underwear. These are not just any underwear. These are Swiss Zimmerli underwear. There's very few things I really indulge myself in. But these puppies, these Zimmerlis, are made from Egyptian cotton.
That is the most, like, dad underwear that I have ever seen. Somebody needs to at least gift him something a little more like trendy. Boxer briefs, or just something. Something that's not, or just a different color. Not white. Just not white. No.
These things are very package friendly. You want to keep them soft and cuddly. So, there's method to my madness. I'm not crazy hanging those things up to air dry. That's why I do it. That's how I always do it. I never put the Zimmerlis in the dryer.
Oh, look at that. Wow. Oh, look, he's got a little name plaque. Mr. Wonderful. He's got pennies just sticking around there. A lot of books. It's just, it's a lot of stuff. He's got a bobblehead, though. That's kind of cool.
And yeah, the place is a mess. I agree. But it's organized chaos. I know where everything is here. I don't want to move it. I'll lose it if I move it. I want to keep it in the same place.
Wow. That's a lot. It's a lot. He just needs a good storage system, I feel like. Just a good cabinet. You throw everything in there, and then you know where it is in the cabinet.
I'm going to walk you through a day in my life. I like the idea of a day in the life of quarantine. What's that like? So let's check it out. Here we go. Okay, it's early morning, but the routine's always the same. I get up at around, let's have a look at the time here.
5:50, that's a decent time to get up. I would say if I could pick any time to be up, it would probably be 5:30 in the morning, because I feel like that just gives you a good enough kick in the early start of the day to get ahead of work. You know, any later than that, you're kind of waking up with everyone else. Now, I say this as someone who wakes up at like 7:30. 7:45 some days. So I would love to wake up earlier, but usually I'm working late. So, you know, working late, wake up a little later. But I would love to wake up early like this.
If I'm going to get a sponsor, which I have, you know, on my YouTube channel, I'm going to use the product. I want to know all about it, and I want it to work for me. Why would I endorse it for somebody else if I don't try it on myself? You got to eat your own cooking. I really believe that.
He's such a businessman that nobody questions him when he promotes a product, because it's like, it's Kevin O'Leary. Like, of course he's going to promote a product. What else would you expect? So stuff like this, I think, comes so naturally, because no matter what he's doing, he's selling you on something. And I mean that in a good way, actually, because he's always hustling, he's always grinding.
I use a lot of makeup. A ton of makeup. This stuff is powder for television, and generally I put it on when I got a lot of real estate. You don't want to be shiny on TV, so I'm putting this stuff on my, you know, my golden dome a lot, and around my nose and here where it gets shiny. But that makeup's really crap for you. It gets in your pores and it agitates like crazy. So I got into a product, you know, Tiege Hanley. It's a skincare system for men. They send you all the stuff you need. You don't have to know anything about all the different products, although you get plenty of them.
It's such a natural integration. Like, I bet he probably uses this stuff every day, and it's just, he reached out to them, is like, hey, you may as well just pay me because I'm using your stuff and I'll talk about it. That would be genius. You know what? I gotta reach out to Apple and see if they'll sponsor me because I use the MacBook Pro computer. Yeah, Apple, where's my check? I want a check from Apple.
All you need is just a little warm water. Put some on your hands, put on your face. Really refreshing. And then you just wash it off with water.
It's kind of weird though, he put on the makeup first and then just immediately washed it off. Did anyone else notice that?
Skincare for men. Who knew? I'm using it now because I want to keep looking like Mr. Wonderful.
Okay, now here's the thing. We all know that Kevin O'Leary is the master of talking about products that he uses on a daily basis. So in the spirit of Shark Tank, I'd like to tell you about the home security system that's missing in his apartment, and that is our sponsor, SimpliSafe. They're an incredibly easy to use, customizable home security system that makes sure your home is protected around the clock. It's shipped right to your door, it's intuitive to set up yourself in under an hour, all for less than $1 a day with no contracts. I personally have their entire lineup with sensors that cover every window, room, and door, HD security cameras for inside and out, plus the extras like smart locks, video doorbells, water sensors, and more, including their new wireless outdoor security camera with a 140-degree field of view, 1080p HD resolution, and even a built-in spotlight and color night vision. I've had a SimpliSafe security system in every single one of my properties. I really enjoyed the fact that it's completely customizable, so I could order exactly what I needed. It saves me money from the old school traditional systems, and it's so nice to be able to go on my phone and check in to see what's going on from anywhere in the world. From there, your home is protected 24/7, and if their monitoring service is alerted to anything, they'll take the appropriate action to make sure the police get called. So if you're interested, you could save 20% on your SimpliSafe security system when you sign up for their interactive monitoring plan and get your first month free. Just visit simplisafe.com/GrahamStephan to learn more. And you could even try it risk-free for 60 days to see if you like it. If you don't, just send it back free of charge so you have nothing to lose. And now with that said, let's get back to the video.
I've been doing this for years. This is like a total routine. Research. I read it on the bike. Today I'm doing MindMed. I'm an investor in this company.
That is a gorgeous building that he lives in. My gosh, having that view of the ocean. See, I wouldn't mind that. Having a place in Florida like that just overlooking the water, that seems so nice. I approve.
Right now, we're just going to let that heat. And then when it comes to a boil, we're going to leave the eggs in for exactly 9 minutes and then plunge them into ice cold water. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but I care about how my hard-boiled egg looks. Frankly, I don't want to see that dark blackness on the edge of the yolk. So I'm going to avoid that by doing this. Out of the fridge, into cold water, and then let it heat and boil to 9 minutes. There, I've let you in on a great secret. Chef Wonderful always wants a perfectly cooked hard-boiled egg.
Seems reasonable. It's a healthy breakfast. He got a workout done. Honestly, so far I really like his morning routine. Oh, look how empty this was. This is like prime. I want to say like prime COVID time, but like this is the peak almost of like COVID shutdowns where you would go and do something like this and nobody was there. You'd be the only one. And he's the only one without a mask at the time. Have you noticed that? Like everyone else going by him is wearing a mask, and he's just like, no. So
let me give you a little tour of the facility. Yeah, I know everybody calls it messy, but you know there's functionality going on here. Yeah, I got some laundry drying there too. You know, but bottom line is I broadcast out of here. This is my social media kind of kitchen center. You can see all the equipment there. But I also broadcast to the networks. I have a network camera, and I stuck that in a bedroom.
This whole place just reminds me of a gigantic office space that he just happens to sleep at, which is fine because that's probably good for tax purposes.
Yeah, I got short pants on and a suit top. Why? Because I'm about to broadcast to a network. They're not going to see that I'm wearing.
I love that. That is Florida for you. Suit on the top, shorts and flip-flops on the bottom.
This is actually a full network broadcast facility. This is the computer that controls it and also lets it be controlled remotely. This is the green screen background. So there's the Shark Tank set. And I could use that as a background if I'm doing a shoot for, let's say, ABC.
That is cool. I mean, he's able to do everything in this room.
So I'm going to go to the screen here, turn off the bars. So now we have the feed. And I want to adjust. You see me holding this little camera I'm shooting with, but here's the joystick that lets me adjust the direction of the camera the way New York would be doing.
Ah, look at that. I feel like everyone's just doing that now with Zoom. Like you just switch the background up and you can do whatever you want.
With that camera over there, they would further enhance it or change it or change the coloration of it or zoom in, zoom out. I can do it with this joystick right here, but the network can do it too. And that is how a broadcast works. That is how you can broadcast anywhere in the world. I'm doing 3 of them today. So I think that's very efficient. You know, it's a little funky chicken in terms of taking over a bedroom.
I'm gonna steal that line. It's a funky chicken. Okay, that's mine now.
Here's a classic 69 Telecaster. I've talked about how tough this is. It's such an unforgiving bitch to play it, but it has such an amazing sound. Drum, this is an old school drum machine, but I also use a software product called Easy Drummer, which is absolutely amazing.
This is so cool. I would want to see more videos of him just making music. I think that would be so cool. I'd watch that.
For those times when I just want to hang, here's the balcony. In fact, Dave and John came to visit me. We did some social distancing. We sat about 6 feet apart.
Oh, remember those days? We did some social distancing. That is a great view, though. Look how empty it is. There's nobody there. Wow. Man, living in LA, going through that, like, there's no people at, like, anywhere going through the freeways at, like, Friday at 5 p.m. There's nobody. It was a crazy time. But look at the great view. I love this.
These are actually water lily seeds that are popped way better than popcorn. I'm going to be selling these on QVC in the next couple of days. But that's kind of a tour of what's cooking, so to speak. Oh yeah, Benji lock. Remember those? Another Shark Tank deal. That's a lock that you can actually open with your fingertip.
That's a great idea. Why aren't more people doing that? I never heard of it before, but that should be more common. I bet it's the price. I bet it's just too expensive, and it's so easy for people to type in like 1, 2, 3, 4, then pay $150 for a fingerprint one.
The CES Innovation Award. Check it out. 3rd year in a row. Benji lock. And so it's actually a lock that you can program your finger into.
See, plugging again. It's making sales.
All right, guys, I got to get back to work. I hope you like that tour. I know it's messy, but it's organized chaos.
So overall, I gotta say, it's a great video. I really like Kevin O'Leary a lot. I think he's got to clean his place. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time.